Thank you, Brother Ken. Appreciate that. More than you know.
Don't you get the big head up here now.
Why? Now when I get one?
Because you're pretty pulpit.
Oh, from a pretty pulpit. Okay. Okay, I won't do that. I got a new pretty pulpit stand up here. I don't know who made it, Willie or somebody. But I got all my stuff up here and I'm ready to go. Got my guns ready. 2 guns. I'm 2-gun. I got the 2-gun kid. Yes, sir. Well, we're glad to see everybody here. We always begin our services by sharing with you some of the mail and email that we get from around the country. It's hard to believe, but we're on TV in about 200 towns and cities. It's about 45 markets or something like that, 48 markets, but it's covering about 200 towns and cities up in New York, in Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. We're going back on in Queens. We've been off this year. We're going back on the first of the year. And we've been covering all of New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Manhattan, Bronx, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Roanoke, Virginia. Of course, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, all these in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Beaumont, Waco, and Austin. And then we're on in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Tucson, Arizona, San Diego, Los Angeles. We're going on in Seattle very shortly. And we're on in, is there another place up in Washington State we're on? Fort Vancouver. You remember it. I don't ever remember it. Fort Vancouver, Washington. We've been on in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Did y'all ever get that straightened out? Is nobody listening? Wisconsin Rapids. Well, anyway, we're on St. Paul, Minnesota, Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Sioux City, Iowa, Council Bluffs, Omaha, Nebraska. It's hard to believe this little group, but we moved into it just a little at a time. And as the support came in, God's been really blessed us with building up the ministry. Tim, where are you? Are you there? Right in the middle. I can't see Tim. Is he hiding? Oh, there he is. You're so thin, if you turn sideways, you look like, stick your tongue out, you look like a zipper. Where else are we going on? Bloomington, Indiana?
Bloomington, Indiana, Prescott, Arizona, Madison, Wisconsin, Knoxville, Tennessee. We're working on New Orleans and Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, that's good. We were on Cincinnati and we're going back on. And that would be no big deal if we preached an everyday average message, but this is an educational message. When you preach that Christmas and Easter are pagan, you preach that predestination's true, and you go into the very definitions of the words. This is an amazing thing that God has caused to come about for this ministry, and we're just thankful to God. These are people that write, that see us. I get calls all the time. We have people come and visiting with us, and got a letter from Anika Rogers. She's in Strawberry Plains, Tennessee. Of course, we're on in Nashville, and we're on radio in Nashville. It's a 50,000 watt station. We're also on radio in New Orleans. And it says, "Dear Jim and Mary, I thank God every day that He has finally allowed me the chance to know His truth. I have so many questions and so much to learn. Every chance I get, I'm studying, praying, trying to deny self, and carry my cross daily. I don't try to explain this truth with my friends or family anymore because I've realized that if God hasn't placed it in their hearts, then they won't understand. Plus, I can use that time studying. So many people confide in me, and I've learned that only God can change people. I tell people all the time, I'm a sinner and deserve nothing good in this life, but I will spend the rest of my life doing God's will. I was so overwhelmed with joy when I was asked to be Knoxville's representative. I cried and thanked God. Is this Tony? Is this your friend or cousin or somebody?
Yeah, we grew up in the same pagan church.
Same pagan church. Okay. Okay. She says it would be wonderful to finally have someone here to fellowship with. It's hard some days being here alone when no one understands that doing God's will, denying self, and carrying your cross daily is the most important and the hardest thing to do in a person's life. But I find comfort in doing God's will and knowing that I'm at a place in my life that God has chosen me to be at. I'm going through what God has chosen me to go through. Besides, I deserve a lot worse. I feel so blessed that He has allowed me to know His truths. Even though my children are having a hard time adjusting, I don't worry about them anymore because I know their lives have been predestined by God and He loves them even more than I do. I pray that God continues to give you strength to do His will. Jim, just remember, God has predestined you to give knowledge to His sheep. It's a blessing and He's using you for the good of Him. Just remember, in your time of trials, He's already seen you through it. Please continue to keep me on your mailing list. Can't wait to see you broadcast in Knoxville. Agape, Aneka Rogers, Strawberry Plains, Tennessee. And we're glad to be going on there. I got an email from Ed Ott. He's in Monroe, North Carolina. I guess he watches us out of Charlotte, somewhere over there. Dear Jim and Mary, thank you for sending me the introductory packet. Also, a second set of DVDs I got about a week later. I would really like to remain on your mailing list. The message about the 153 fish in John chapter 21 and all the numbers really got to me. If that don't get to you, you're dead. God just brought me to tears, and He had it perfectly worked out that my aunt, who lives with me, left to go to the store at the exact time when God used a certain part of the message to break me down. Thank you for preaching the truth, and please keep sending the DVDs. I can't watch on TV because I get up at 4:30 a.m. for work, and y'all are on late at night, and my computer video player thing on the internet doesn't work very good, so I can't watch sermons online. I look forward to visiting sometime whenever God provides the means. Your brother in Christ, Ed, Unionville, North Carolina. Below is my address, just in case, and he gives us that. And so he watches out of one of those Carolina stations. Aldo Menendez writes to us from Fullerton, California. He watches us on TV out of Los Angeles, I believe. And he says, hello, Jim. Aldo, I've talked to Aldo often, just really loves this message. Aldo and I just wanted to send, well, this is evidently from Carol, just wanted to send an email of gratitude to let you know how blessed we are listening, watching your DVDs. We feel as if we know you and your group, though we have never met. You are a brother in the Lord, and that is sincerely felt. Tonight we watched DVD number 2341, Predestination. God is not who the world thinks He is. As you prayed, I felt like I was right there praying with you, and this was a real blessing. You mentioned in that DVD that you are planning on exhausting Romans chapter 9 and cross-referencing it to the Old Testament whenever you finish this. Well, I've got so many things to finish. Y'all know that, don't you? We would like to be first on the list to receive that teaching. Aldo has recently given out some of your DVDs, and he looks forward to responses on this. One of the brothers who received a DVD has just recently come to the doctrines of grace in Christ, Aldo and Carol Menendez. And then they talked about watching another one. I may read that later tonight or something. Robert Jacobs writes to us. He's in Madison, Tennessee. We need to call him, get him to come visit. Dear Sir, I have with interest followed some of your TV broadcasts. I commend your courage and conviction on preaching the truth concerning pagan Roman holidays, Xmas and Easter. And it is Xmas. I mean, when Constantine, I haven't brought it out this year, when Constantine brought the Feast of Saturn into the church and renamed it Christ,